What if I'm the avoidant and I really want to change? If that's you, take a walk with me. I want to remind you that if you don't have a secure attachment style, then you have an insecure attachment style. And no, it doesn't mean that you're broken, but you do have a little bit of work to do. The avoidant has spent a lifetime thinking and feeling that they're never going to be good enough for anyone. You didn't ask to have an insecure attachment style. And it's something that was developed within you before you had conscious thought. You learned at an early age that you had to take care of you. And physical needs may have been met, but the emotional need for connection often wasn't, or it was inconsistent. Out of sight, out of mind was a mantra that you lived by. You felt, with good reason, that you were responsible for everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. As an adult, that's exactly what your relationships feel like. That if you don't do exactly what the other person wants you to do, then you're not enough, you're not good enough. This expectation is often unspoken, but it's been hardwired into you from your past experiences. And when somebody gets too close to you, that creates a visceral reaction within you that causes you to pull away from that person. And at your core, you don't want to pull away. You want all the love, admiration, and respect. But the fear is often, if you go all in, if I give you everything of me, then you're just going to take it away from me. So when your intimacy threshold is reached with the other person, you'll say things like, I'm not good enough for you. I can't give you what you want. You deserve better than what I have to offer. And funny enough, the other person will often send you memes, messages, videos, and book suggestions on how to fix yourself. And of course, that makes you feel defensive and once again, like you're not enough, like you're broken and you need to be fixed. But the reality is, you're not broken and you don't need to be fixed, but you do have some inner healing work to do. Therapy, if it's available to you and it resonates with you, is a great option to get started. But I recognize that that's not an option for a lot of people. And this is where we dive into self-education, personal development, and finding a coach or mentor. I want you to know that I'm not blaming you, and I'm saying this to help you to cultivate some self-awareness. A lot of your relationships end because you pull away, because you hit that intimacy threshold and you blame the other person for the way that you feel. It must be them that is causing this internally inside of you. And what I want you to think about is that it always takes two to build and cultivate a relationship, both positive and negative. So if something turns toxic, it's because it's two people within this relationship that have equal responsibility in the way that they're showing up, in the way that they think, act, and feel, in the way that they treat the other person. And for you, this can become known as the anxious and avoidant trap. And if you look back on all your past relationships, you might notice this pattern. The relationship starts out really strong. You're super into it and you're prepared to go the distance. 3 months in or after a long weekend together, you find yourself pulling away and you just don't know why. Everything was fine. It was an amazing weekend, but all of a sudden you're just feeling it right here. And you'll often take that as, well, I guess they're just not my person. And this is where we do a self-check-in. Grab a journal and start writing and start asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? What am I going through? What am I experiencing? What was said or what was going on in the moment that made me feel like I needed to pull away? And you probably find yourself in a place now where you're thinking back on some of those past relationships and you're wishing that you had been able to do things differently. You just didn't have the emotional capacity at that time. And this is why we continue to work on our personal development so that you can grow, expand, and become different. Other people will doubt that you have the ability to do this, and they won't necessarily trust it based off of the experiences that you've given them in the past. But when you learn to develop and build and cultivate a better relationship with yourself, you begin to create better relationships with others. If this video resonated with you, make sure you sign up for the 21-day self-love challenge. We start on October 1st. You can go to the link in my bio or check out my stories on the Picture app to see who the speakers are, and I will see you in October.